welcome to Brady Bakes. Today we are going to be baking
Crème Brûlée.
All right, so to get started, we need 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 5 egg yolks, a half a cup of sugar, a little bit of salt, and then some extra sugar to top off and burn the tops of the creme brulee once it's finished. Some of the other things we're going to be needing are a fine mesh strainer and some vanilla. So there's different kinds of vanilla you can use. There's just the liquid vanilla, and then there's vanilla bean paste, and you can also buy a vanilla bean pod, cut it open, and then take some of that out to use. I don't have that today, so I'm going to use the vanilla bean paste because it puts the little brown dots in the creme brulee like you've got real vanilla. So we're going to do that. All right, so the first thing we have to do is take this and put it in the pan on the stove, and we're going to heat that up almost to a simmer, not quite. We want it steaming but not bubbling.
Pour it in.
Pour all that in. Yep.
Perfectly matched.
And this is easy to burn, so we're going to be warming this up on a under medium heat. And we're going to be having to stir that quite often. And once we get that temperature, we'll pull it off. That's okay. We'll pull it off the stove and put the vanilla paste in.
Alright, it's super easy. It only takes like that heavy whipping cream, eggs, and sugar. We also need a torch. That's later.
Torches later. We need a bowl to put all this stuff in because we're going to have to whisk it all up. So once the milk gets hot and we pull it off, we're going to mix the rest of our ingredients together. So the sugar and the egg yolks and the salt, we're going to mix together and whisk. And once we put these ingredients together, it needs to be a pretty smooth process. The milk has to go in right after that. But we have to make sure the milk isn't too hot, because if the milk is too hot, we'll have scrambled eggs. And nobody wants chunky creme brulee, right? It needs to be nice and smooth and creamy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a 2-person job. So when the milk gets warm enough, when it starts steaming, Brady will be whisking the eggs and the sugar and salt together, and I'll be pouring the milk slowly. So this is going to take a little bit to heat up. Okay, so our milk is hot. You can see it's just steaming. We didn't get it to a simmer. It's just a good steam. So I'm going to let that cool slightly. And Brady is going to mix up the rest of our ingredients for the creme brulee. So first of all, put in our sugar. Just dump it in. That's half a cup of sugar. And then we're going to do all the egg yolks, which is 5 egg yolks. And then we're going to use our scraper because we need to get all of those egg yolks in there, because that helps thicken the creme brulee, or else it'll be too thin.
Oh, didn't know that.
So now that the egg yolks are in the sugar will actually start to cook the egg yolks. So we need to take the whisk from there and start blending that up. Real good.
Lumpy. It looks like orange sand. Very tropical.
because we have really good fresh eggs. We're gonna do a pinch of salt.
Ooh, now it's starting to look like pumpkin spice. There's dog food.
I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste in here.
That's just milk, by the way.
Yep, and we're gonna stir that up. Okay, so now this is the most important part. I'm gonna slowly pour this milk in to warm up this mixture, and Brady's gonna have to keep stirring.
Alright.
It's a 2-person job for sure.
Let
Okay,
me show the camera from over here.
okay. All right, so I'm slowly gonna pour this in. And I wanna just warm up the eggs initially and then slowly put this in. If we put it in too fast, we're gonna have scrambled eggs.
Uh-uh.
And it's gonna be all lumpy and we don't want that. So, ready?
Should I just keep stirring?
Yep, keep stirring. Stir. Okay, hold on. Okay, stir, 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 stir. Get that all mixed up in there. There you go. Then I'm gonna put a little bit more. There you go, make sure you get the sides. Okay. Looking good.
Doesn't look too thick.
Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Make sure you get this stuff over here. There you go. And we have our audience member joining us now
Yep.
to get a closer look. Oops, sorry.
Ooh. It's creamy. Oh, yep, that's definitely creamy.
Let's get the rest of this in here. All right.
Look at that smell like.
Does that smell good?
Oh, so good.
Mmm.
Okay, let's see. Oh, that looks really good. So, if you're really, really good at what you're doing, you shouldn't have any lumps. But just in case, so I think we're good, but just in case, it's really best practice to pour it through a strainer so that we don't,
See if there's any chunks.
yeah, so make sure we don't have any chunks.
I don't see any chunks so far. No chunks, I think.
This vanilla bean. Well, that smells good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
There's nothing better than vanilla.
I know. It tastes not good, but smells the best.
Okay, let's see how we did. We did pretty good. There's a few little,
Yeah.
chunks, but not bad at all. We did good. Okay. Then the next step is to pour it in the bowls.
Oh, so good.
So we have 4 bowls here. And we bought this little kit at Williams-Sonoma. And it came with this pan where you can put water in it. So it's kind of a nice little holder. So we're gonna fill these up to the lip. There's a little lip in these cups.
That's really nice.
It is nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's really nice.
Mm.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do another pan. let's get this even. I'm only gonna have one extra. I'm gonna cook one in another little bowl. Or there's all the vanilla bean.
Yum.
Okay, so then before we put this in the oven, we need to take some boiling water. Okay, we need to take some boiling water and pour it in the pan so the bottoms of the creme brulee don't overcook. So I have an Insta-Hot here, as you can see. This is boiling, or it's hot, it's steaming.
Little bowl.
And we want to put water about halfway up. So we'll pour that in here.
That is hot water.
Mm-hmm.
Steamy.
Mm-hmm.
So this helps these creme brulee and all custards really to cook a little bit more evenly when you have them in a water bath. Okay, so add just a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. And then that goes in the oven for about 30 minutes at 300 degrees. Right, and we'll take it out when it's just a little wiggly in the center. I'm gonna put that in a different. Can you open the oven for me? Okay, so they'll be in at 300 degrees for about 30 minutes. Like so. Okay, so the creme brulee is done. And now we are going to do everybody's favorite part. We're gonna put a little sugar on here. So I'm gonna take about a tablespoon and sprinkle it around. And you wanna get this as even as possible. And we're gonna cook this until it gets a little brown and bubbly. And this is gonna make a nice hard shell on top of this creme brulee. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the torch on, and what you wanna do, you kinda wanna do in circles. See how it's kinda turning to liquid? There we go.
It smells like s'mores.
So I'm gonna let that cool for just a minute, and then I'm gonna kinda cook in between. Now you also have to be careful because once you burn this sugar, sometimes the container gets pretty warm too. And we're good. Probably a little too much. So you want to hold it. I'm getting too close.
I'm smoking.
Yeah. What is that noise?
Ice maker.
Oh. Okay. So do you want to try?
Mhm.
Okay. So you have to push down on here and hold it.
Mhm.
And you want to go about this far away and just kind of circle. And it doesn't take long before it starts bubbling. So first put the sugar on. And you want to try and get it even. You can always get more. It's okay.
There we go.
looks pretty good. The other thing you can do is you can just kind of,
There you go.
that evens it out pretty nice too. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Up a little bit. Perfect. Okay, back off a little bit. Turn it off. Okay.
Do that.
Yeah, now give that just a second. All right. So big circles. Looking good. See, now it's going to start bubbling. You can go do some more because you want the whole all that sugar to cook. There you go. Okay. Okay. So,
There we go.
okay, I'm gonna just do a couple little touches on here. So we get all the way around the rim and get a nice, good, nice thick coating of this cooked sugar.
Zoom in on that.
Now this got a little darker than this got a little darker than I usually like it, but that's okay.
That's pretty impressive for the first time of cooking it. For Brady, I mean.
Yeah, Brady did good on this. Okay. It's a little,
Smoky.
yeah, it's a little smoky. There we go. So that is our finished product. So we're gonna let that cool off because you do not want to try and eat this right now. It will burn the skin right off your tongue. So we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it cool off for a little bit and serve it with maybe a strawberry. Will look pretty. And we'll be back with the last step.
That's good. Like that.